a lot of people are interested in being better at influencing people to take action. So how many of you in here are interested in being able to get people to take action? Kids, spouse, clients, agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's really a subject that applies across the board. I've written 38 books. 16 of my books are on presentations. And a big piece of a lot of what I've studied was really how to communicate to get people to take action. Show people the clear picture. When you're on the phone and we are making a impactful presentation for someone to say yes, and you want them to sign up and book, right? Are you showing them literally what you want to have happen? What's going to really happen? How they give you the credit card? How you're going to confirm? How you're going to follow up? How the driver's going to be there? How the sign's going to be there? Clearly showing them all the pieces to help them knock down that anxiety. Are we clearly doing that, or are we getting a little short sometime and we're chopping 30 seconds off a call versus that extra little, sometimes it's only 20 seconds, just giving a little bit more clarity of how it's going to work so that anxiety goes down. So when they hang up the phone, they go, wow, I did call the right place. That's what we want them thinking. I did call the right place. Agree? I did call the right place. And by giving that clear picture of how everything works, we can often show our professionalism. We can show the details of what might be a missing piece in their mind. For us, it's just like another deal. But their mind is like going, okay, now I want to make sure, how's that phone call going to work when my boss lands? They're going to come out, and I don't know the airport setup. Is there going to be a phone number? Are we going to get an email ahead of time? Now, that's 3 weeks away. How's it all work? And you go boom, 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 and they literally see the whole picture. They go, ah, it's great.
But Tony's point is that they shouldn't ask that question, how's it going to go? We should anticipate that and give them the information. How many of you all repeat the instructions after somebody's given you a reservation?
Sometimes.
Yeah, but that almost should be an SOP.
Yeah, that should be always.
You know, especially if we can sense their need for that.
Yeah.
And if we can squeeze in that extra 30 seconds, and I know sometimes it's a choice, right, when the phone's ringing. But boy, if we got that extra 30 seconds and we can sense that they want those reassurance.
The pause at the end of the conversation, they're waiting like.
Exactly, you go, so let me just hit it again. Boom, 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 boom. And they go, and you can almost feel it, right? Right?
Well, and I'm sure all of us have experienced this. The person on the other end of the line goes, oh, thank you so much. I feel so much better about this. Now I understand what's going on.
Let's talk to a real life person that does that all the time. Discover and be aware of what others really want. Are we really sensitive to the hot buttons?
No.
I'm going to encourage us as a takeaway to be more influential is we want to understand the hot buttons of the caller and of the actual user. Sometimes it's the same. But are we really getting the hot buttons, and are we repeating those hot buttons back? Randy, I understand that one of the things that you really care about is that you want a, what, right?
Car seat.
A
phone call when they get on site.
Right. So the two things I heard you say is really important is that phone call and that car seat. And you're going, you heard me. Right? So boy, do we have influence and impact there? When we really, sometimes you have to ask the questions to get to that.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes they're really savvy and they're like boom, 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 and you can get it. But sometimes they're not.
Sometimes you got to recognize what the hot button is. Sometimes they'll say it and you won't even realize it if you're not listening.
Boy, isn't it powerful? The power of listening, right? And then how about this? How many of you could do a better job taking notes? I do not take phone calls without a legal pad in front of me. Period. Do I, Carly? I mean, because I got to take notes because I want to listen so well. I want to hear those hot buttons, and I'm circling things. And if there's an action I promise, I have a system where I put a little box down, and that little box goes next to the action, so I can look at all my scratch, and I go, oh, there's 3 things I promised, and I can go back and confirm them with actions, right?
That's a great idea because I'm the same way. I take notes constantly. And then I'll look back at my chicken scratch and go, what the hell is that?
So put a box if there's an action, so as you know you got to put an X in that box.
Arrows.
Right?
I do all that too. I don't know, maybe it's my AED that Red calls me, but I have to make sure it's in each level.
Well, I believe once you guys see what we started here, you're gonna feel like we feel that this is a tool to really help us.
That tool is we're gonna have our regular reservation pad, but when you realize that this is a new client, that reservation pad goes and this one comes in place, and it's going to be a full page. It's going to be colored, and it'll be tear off, and it will go through the questions that you
So the things we're learning today, it'll have reminders already on it. I mean,
Yep.
we're building it. I mean, we want your guys'
I
input.
was gonna say, we get to look at it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we want to tweak it, make it better, what's bigger. Okay, so number 3, present to people the way they want to receive it, not the way you want to deliver it. You go, I want to send you an email, and they go, well, no, just tell me right now, please. Give me that confirmation number right now. Oh, I'll send you the email. Well, that's why I want to give it to you in email. No, just give it to me right now, take a note. How do they want to receive it? They want to receive it on the phone, they want to receive it now, do they want to receive it how? And it goes beyond just the type of delivery, it's how fast you deliver. So some people are like, well, you know, you can tell they're in a mode. So if you're sitting there and you're slow, you happen to be more methodical as a personality, and you're like walking them through it, and they're like, come on, come on, come on. That's not the way they want it. They want to click, 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 click.
Right.
The way they want to deliver it. But if you're real quick and you can tell that they're real methodical and they want all the details and you're racing, then you're not delivering it to them the way they want. Now, not everybody's extreme, but some people are. You got right? You think back at those phone calls.
Yeah.
That's a distinction in NLP that most people don't get, is people have a preferred mode in terms of the speed of the way they receive communication. And most of us get stuck in our own delivery mode. We don't really get to present to people the way they want to receive it. Me, I'm fast, man. I want to go, 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 go. And I catch myself sometimes when I'm with a client. I'm going, God, you got to slow down. I am not connecting to them the way they want it. Now, they may put up with it because I got a lot to bring value to it, right? They may put up with it because Premier has a great brand, but idealistically, we want to make that adjustment so we have a stronger influence. Everybody got that one? Be flexible, that's right. The stronger,
That deserves $1.
it does. The relationship between how flexible we are has a huge impact on how good we are at your word communicating, right? Number 4, get and keep momentum going. So sometimes by controlling that conversation, here's what's next, here's the email, right? We're keeping that momentum going so they aren't going, okay, I'm going to hang up on you now and call 3 more companies.
Right.
Right? So if we can kind of keep that momentum going, sometimes we can squelch them calling other companies. You go number 5. Social proof. Do you guys know what social proof is?
Explain.
What is it?
I said explain.
Yeah.
Explain.
We've all kind of heard the term, but not everybody really uses that in a day in and day out kind of conversation. Social proof is that people do what other people do. So somebody that we were listening to talked about us taking care of the Bush colleagues, President Bush's colleagues, and that would be, well, if you're good enough for Bush's colleagues, you're good enough for us. Right? It's really using testimonials, it's validation. You with me? So sometimes
Name dropping.
we can trust transfer things, and people really do what other people do, right? It's like, well, you did it for them, you can do it for me. Or my company's always used you guys, and so they say you're really good, and so that trust transference is good enough for that department, it's good enough for me. I'm new at the company, they've been using you for 7 years, I guess we'll use you. All right, last one, number 6. Give people the why so that they will take action quicker. When we grew up, did we ever ask our parents why?
Oh,
Yeah.
Do our kids ever ask why?
Yeah.
We ask why. Why is a very interesting piece to the influence puzzle. And oftentimes weaving in a little 10 or 20 second why can be very powerful. The gratuity goes to the drivers, it covers our insurance. Being able to have lots of whys to be able to cover preempting objections is very powerful. Or when someone has a particular question, if you have that in your mental arsenal, and you can give them the whys, right? Whys are really valuable.
How many people explain the international fee?
I do.
Okay, about the fact that
Customs can really
customs
waiver.
can be,
Yeah.
and it's essentially an extra gratuity for the chauffeur, or the early late fee. You know, some people they balk at you know the extra $18.
Well, tell them the 2 o'clock deal.
Yeah, you know, if we have a 5:30 pickup, there's an additional $18. Ooh, that sounds high. Well, let me explain to you why this is.
Here's the why, ready?
Chauffeur for a 5:30 a.m. pickup is up at 2. He's up at 2, he gets dressed and showered, he's out the door at 3. He comes to our office at 3:30, 3:45, gets the car, makes sure it's fueled,
Correct.
cleaned, prepped, and he gets to your house for his 20 minutes, spot time for your 5:30 pickup. That $18 goes to him as an extra gratuity. We feel like it's worth it. And they go, my gosh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Of course it
Right?
is. Yeah.
So think of the power of that one deal on the why. You know, do we have our whys down?